So hello and welcome to the Slip Cordon. We're here to preview the season 2020 of the Sprint Coatings Women's Division 1.
Yes, I'm joined with Peter by Laura Delaney, who's captain of Leinster, Caoimhe McCann, captain of Malahide, and Orla Prendergast of Pembroke. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Liz.
Thanks for joining us here. We're just a couple of days away, guys, from the beginning of the season. You must be delighted to get playing at last. I suppose, Laura, can we start with yourself? A delight to get a season in at all.
Yeah, I think at one stage it looked like we may not get any cricket in, but to have 6 games to look forward to, obviously starting this Thursday. A big thank you to all the work that you guys have put in, and also to our clubs, because I know it's been quite tough, but we're super excited to get out there, to finally get out there. We just need the weather to hold up now to let us play.
Yeah, I think everyone's really excited. And Caoimhe, just coming to you, how has the preparation for this game one gone for Malahide?
Yeah, it's going good. Like, it was a bit different getting used to the new training regulations and stuff, but we've been able to train as a team as much as possible, which has been good. Got us ready anyway.
And Orla, any differences in the way that you've trained coming into this season compared to previous seasons?
I don't think so majorly, really. It was definitely weird at the beginning coming back with all the regulations, but we've had 3 or 4 really good sessions now, and yeah, everyone's well prepared and looking forward to Thursday.
And you're looking forward to getting started. Has there been any difference in numbers or anything like that in getting players back, or keenness to get involved at this season, Orla?
I don't think there's been much difference really. All the same players back really, apart from obviously those abroad in Australia. I think everyone else has been back.
Just taking that forward, Laura, we're missing some internationals who are, I will say, stuck in Australia. I think they're pretty happy to be stuck there.
Yeah, it's not a bad spot.
Yeah, and obviously no overseas players this year either. How big of an impact do you think that will have on the season?
Yeah, I think some clubs that really rely on their senior players, it's going to be quite tough for them. It's also the first season that we haven't had overseas players, but I suppose every club is kind of in a similar situation. In saying that though, it's quite 6 teams in the league. When we go out to play each other, we know exactly what we're going to face. So having an overseas player definitely adds something different. But in saying that, it gives younger players an opportunity to come up and play in Division 1, but also those that currently play, gives them an opportunity to take a greater responsibility. So hopefully, all in all, it will be a positive outcome. But I suppose we'll only know as the season goes on.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned younger players taking that responsibility, Laura. Like someone like yourself, Caoimhe, is that something that you're looking forward to as the season progresses?
Well, it'll be different anyway. Like last year, our overseas player was our most experienced and oldest player on the pitch, so it was quite helpful as a captain having Babby around. So it's certainly different, whereas this year it's just Anne and myself leading the team, and quite 2 young people to do that, so it'll be a bit of a challenge.
Orla, it's your first team leading Pembroke. Did the shortened season have anything to do with you agreeing to taking up the captaincy, or was it always the plan to captain this year?
I wouldn't say it was always the plan, no. I never really thought of myself in a kind of captaincy role, but when Shills came to me and kind of suggested it, I suppose there's not really any better time to have a go at it than a season like this, when it will be shortened and probably not as intense. So yeah, it probably did play a bit of a role in my decision to take it up.
Takes a bit of the pressure off.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Coming back to you, Laura, the momentum of the first few games, obviously there's only one competition to win. It's going to be really important. What kind of importance are you going to place on the first few games and getting those wins under the belt?
Yeah, I think the first 2 games are crucial, and I suppose looking at this league, the way it's structured this year, we're kind of taking the approach of a cup league. Every game's a really important fixture, and you don't really have any time to ease yourself into it. So yeah, I think every game's going to be really competitive, but I do think that's going to be brilliant for the league.
And what about you, Caoimhe? Is that kind of how you're looking at it, or are you going to try and blood some new players?
No, I think the games are very important, as there's only 6 of them, so each one will have a big impact. And for us anyway, our first 2 games are probably the games we target every season against Clontarf and the Hills, so hopefully it can get us off to a good start.
And is that something that you're looking forward to? Is getting off to that good start and just getting a game in of some description and looking to get the positives from that, or is there looking for a bit further to take the momentum into those later games?
Yeah, probably just to get a positive start. Like, we're quite a young team, and our main aim is usually development as the years have gone by. So any positive at the beginning is great.
Orla, you're in
Yeah.
a slightly different position there. Like you've got lots of older players around you that can give you some advice. Will that help you, do you think, or do you think you'll get too much advice from both sides?
No, I definitely wouldn't say too much advice. I don't think I've obviously never really captained a team before, so I'll definitely be looking for lots of help from the likes of Shauna and Shills. But yeah, it should be good. Definitely with senior players around me to help and kind of guide me in those kind of decisions.
So that means Shillers is actually playing this year. She must be.
She is, yeah. I'm hoping so, anyway.
That was what I was trying to find out there. I'm trying to get the goss now.
That was very cleverly done there, Izzy, and it was nicely weeded out. I tell you, that's the state secrets are out now.
So I suppose down to the brass tacks now. We'll put you under pressure first, Laura, because you're the experienced campaigner here. What teams do you think are the ones to look out for this year?
I think, well, obviously YM won the cup last year, so they're in quite a strong position. But Pembroke are probably, I'm going to throw this one over to you, Willa. I think they're the ones to watch out for us. They've got a very strong seam attack and a very experienced batting lineup. So yeah, I think our first few, like people were saying, our first few fixtures are going to be tough games. But yeah, I think Pembroke for us are going to be the ones to watch.
Pembroke, are you keeping an eye on Leinster, or do you have anyone else that you tend to keep a close eye on as well?
Yeah, definitely Leinster. We have YM first up. I think they're always a challenge, and also Marion, I think, will be very strong this year. Seem to have a lot of spinners, so it'll be interesting to play against them.
Yeah, legit, like a spin attack.
Yeah, fully.
You're targeting Clontarf and Balbriggan, but so do you think there's kind of a mini league there at the bottom half maybe that you want to win, or do you think just go for the full league?
No, we'll probably aim to come out on top of those two teams if all goes well, and then see how the others go. We might surprise a few.
Had a really strong end to the season last year, actually, so something that you can build on this year.
Yeah, we definitely turn things around anyway.
Well, it seems how you were so quick to get the gossip out of the other. What about yourself, Izzy? Are you going to throw anything in there for Clontarf?
I'm really excited actually about Clontarf's season, not because I think we're going to win the league, but we're kind of missing half the team from last year, so it's just a really good opportunity for our youngsters. They're going to have to take on a lot of responsibility, and if they succeed, then great, and if they don't, they learn a huge amount. So there's we've had great numbers, there's great excitement around the place, and they just want to get out there and learn. Really, a few young players that are between 14 and 16 that are getting their first go. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how they fare without myself, Una, or an overseas player kind of ushering them along, and hopefully they do brilliant. So and we've got a new captain in Emma Butler, who's really, really stoked to captain the team, so it's really nice. She's a real club player. So but I'm looking forward as well to seeing Jane Maguire in the Hills. She's a really exciting player. They've got some they're always a good team to watch. You never know what they're going to do. Tracy Clinton and Miranda Andrews no doubt will turn out for them. And then YM, of course, have Gabby Lewis and both Lewises, and I don't know if we'll see Lucy O'Reilly, but she's always one to watch out for. And then a bevy of underage talent. So yeah, it's going to be definitely different, I think, like Laura said. And just last one for me, I'll ask you first, Caoimhe. It doesn't have to be from your own team, but it can be. Players that you're kind of looking out for that you think might cause a stir in the league this year?
Yeah. Well, kind of stay in the village, because last night we had training, and Amy Hunter, just every time I watch her, makes it look so easy and hits the ball so effortlessly. It annoys me how she's only 14, but yeah, she's fun to bat with anyway.
What about a bowler from the village?
Yeah, bowler from the village. Did you say? Oh, other from the village. Sorry. Yeah, Jane. I found Jane over the winter increasingly difficult to face, and definitely improved a lot. So will be a challenge facing her.
Two good picks.
Yeah, that's two good picks, and I don't know what that makes us feel like when you start talking about when you're saying that she's only 14 and it makes you feel whatever, Quiva. But we move swiftly along. Orla, maybe you can pick out somebody for us to keep an eye on throughout the season.
Yeah, I think Leah Paul this year, her first kind of proper season bowling, offies, definitely something to look out for. And also a little bit of a Pembroke plug. I think Anna Beale, she's a seamer, bowls in swingers. Definitely someone to look out for, in my opinion.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay.
And to the Irish skipper, Laura, this is an important one now. Who are your?
It is. Do you know what? I was actually going to say two players that have already been said, so I might mix it up a tiny bit, and I'm going to go Georgina Dempsey from Phoenix and Rebecca Goff from Rush. They're both two young seamers, but I think they have great potential. They worked really hard during the winter, so it'll be interesting to see how they get on this summer.
Interesting that is a lot of bowlers picked out. I think is just going to be something that's a little bit of a skill that's maybe easier when we're going into this shortened season, or do you think that's going to have a factor for the players as we go into this season?
I wouldn't say it's easier, but I do think there are a lot of very talented seamers coming through. They're young. Amy Hunter is another batter that's coming through. Jane Maguire has huge potential with the bat as well. So I think it's going to be really exciting to see, because there's a lot of all-rounders. But yeah, I think I happen to pick two seamers there. But no, there are a lot of all-rounders coming through. Opie, you played a warm-up game there last weekend, didn't you? How was that when you were out batting in the middle?
Yeah, it was good. It was definitely weird. It was after a bit of a dodgy start. It was different anyway. It was good to be back out, but yeah, it felt strange for sure.
Yeah, it's one of those things, I suppose, when at least with the ball in hand you can make up for any slight errors, but one error when you have the bat in hand and that's it. So you're back sitting down, socially distant from your teammates.
Exactly. Yeah.
Look, guys, thank you so much for coming on and giving us your insights into the season ahead. Best of luck in your games on Thursday, except for Quiva. I hope you don't score too many runs again. And yeah, so we'll be keeping a close eye on those picks that you've given us, and keeping an eye on how it goes throughout the season, and probably have a few others on later on to talk about the Women's Division 1, no doubt. So
brilliant. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks guys.
For having us.
Thanks a million for joining us on the Slip Cordon, guys. Take care and best of luck for the season.